set? Get ready.
First two are.
Call the meeting to order for the Village of Round Lake Beach, our board meeting for Monday, July 14th, 2014. Please call the roll.
Trustee Husk.
Here.
Trustee Valdez. Trustee Smith.
Here.
Trustee Butler.
Here.
Trustee Mount.
Here.
Trustee Mattingly.
Here.
Mayor Hill.
Here. Let the record show a quorum is present. Would you all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Manley, second by trustee Husk. Any questions, additions, deletions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The agenda is approved as written. We have the June 23rd, 2014 council meeting minutes. Any corrections or clarifications? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Motion by trustee Butler, second by trustee Mount. Once again, any corrections, clarifications? Again, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Those are also approved. Tonight, we have expenditures of $975,781.38. Some of the larger items on there are healthcare, a little over $112,000. The Central Lake County Joint Action Water Agency for our Fresh Lake Michigan water is about $145,000. And Lake County Public Works for our sewer service at the 2-month bill is about $320,000. There's many, many more besides that go into that. All the board have looked through it, the staff have looked through it. Anyone on the board have any questions about any of those bills? If not, is there a motion to approve? Motion by trustee Smith,
Second?
second by trustee Butler. Again, any questions on any of the bills? Please call the roll.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Trustee Mattingly.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Smith.
Aye.
That's approved 6-0. We have no ratifications tonight, so move right into our standing committee reports. Trustee Mount?
Well, thank you, Mayor. I do have a SWACO report tonight. Various collections going on in Round Lake Beach and throughout Lake County. Household chemical waste collections by appointment only at Estes Street in Gurnee. Go to SWACO.org to make those appointments. At this point, we don't have any mobile collections that are going on. Electronics and textile collections, we have those 24/7 at the Round Lake Beach Public Works. Gaylords in pallets are available there. It's funny, every time I go up there, those things are filled. People are just finding things, I don't know, maybe this spring cleaning going on. And just an interesting note on electronics collection. The village of Round Lake still is doing what we used to do, every other month, they have a collection. And they did one last Tuesday, and they had 140 cars to come between
Wow.
8 and 3:30. And I'm thinking, because ours is open to the public, anybody could come and drop it off. But even to have 140 cars to come over in Round Lake, they were really surprised. That's one of the biggest they've had. So I thought that was an interesting note. Pharmaceutical and sharp items, needles as such, we have a collection bins for both of those in the Round Lake Beach Police Station. So please collect those and utilize them. I was talking to one of the deputy chiefs tonight, and it's funny, they had to take the sharp needle bin and move it inside the station because people were just dropping everything in it. But in the other one, it gets filled real quick. So the word's getting out about the pharmaceutical there. And most of the police stations in Lake County have that pharmaceutical collection. So it's not only Round Lake Beach.
It's very important that people know not to flush those down their drains.
Exactly.
They could send the water system eventually, goes to the Fox River or someplace out there, which ends up back in the water supply system.
I hear the chairman of Jawa talking about
Yes,
that.
sir.
Because that's old school. People used to do that all the time. Oh, it's old stuff, just flush it down the toilet. And we don't want to do that anymore. So thank you, Mayor. Got to remember our motto at SWACO, recycle first, trash last. Go to SWACO.org for all your solid waste needs. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Trustee Mount. And Trustee Mount's also chairman of SWACO, so he's
Thank you.
doing dual roles there also.
Yeah. We've got the county boards right here around Lake Beach. There you go.
Any other announcements by the board tonight? Okay, we have a few items under mayor's report. Unfortunately, the first two has been postponed to the 28th of July, so we'll move right on to appointments of Deputy Chief of Police. If we have Chief here, please come up.
Thank you, Mayor. I believe this is on? Okay. This is my first appointment or introduction of officers to the board, and I'm a little excited about it. 4 months ago, I became chief, and working with the rest of staff and with the trustees and the mayor, we've worked out a new organization for the police department, and I'm excited to move us forward tonight and present the two deputy chiefs that we've worked towards, and I've discussed with the mayor and the trustees and the administrator, and I'd like to present them to you for appointments. Starting first, Mike Scott, if you could step up. Michael's been with the police department since 1991, and he worked for the department in the following capacities. He started as a patrol officer. He was a field training officer. He was a field training officer supervisor, a detective, a patrol sergeant, a patrol lieutenant, support services lieutenant, an investigations lieutenant, and a commander. Mike was responsible for our initial CALIA accreditation, and he has a Bachelor of Arts degree from Eastern Illinois University. He's attended Northwestern University School of Police Staff and Command and the FBI National Academy. Prior to becoming a police officer, Mike served in the United States Air Force for 4 years as a security specialist with a tour in Saudi Arabia. Mike started 6 months before I did, and I really like working with Mike. He's a professional, as you can see, in all aspects of law enforcement. And so, Mike, please step up and be sworn in.
Just to clarify, the deputy chief appointments are made by the chief with my concurrence, and we have concurred on those, and so we just need to have the swearing in.
I, Michael Scott,
I, Michael Scott,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of Deputy Chief
the duties of office of Deputy Chief
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, Mike. Thank you. You didn't tell me he was a lefty.
One lefty, one righty, it's a balance.
Means he's using the right side of his brain.
Gil's not a lefty. We needed a right-handed and a left-handed mayor. I thought we went over that. I'm sorry. I left that out. Gil, if you'd step up here. Gil Rivera started in Round Lake Beach in 1999, and he's worked in the following capacities. He's been a patrol officer, not very long though. Gil's bilingual, and we started utilizing his skills in investigations probably within the first 6 months that he was here. He jumped into investigations, and so he went back and forth between patrol and investigations, and then he really found his niche as a detective. He was the lead investigator for several major gang and drug arrests very early on in his career. He was a representative to several task forces, including the DEA and the Lake County Major Crimes Task Force. Gil was a patrol sergeant, a detective sergeant, a patrol lieutenant, the support services lieutenant, and a commander. Gil was responsible for our very first Shop with a Cop, along with several other officers. They designed the program here in Round Lake Beach. Gil has a Bachelor of Science degree from Northeastern University, and he attended the Northwestern University School of Police Staff and Command. Prior to becoming a police officer, Gil was a proud U.S. Marine for almost 6 years, serving his country as signal intelligence. Gil's family in attendance is Valerie, his sons Andre, Christian, and his daughter Marcella. Also in attendance are his mother Geraldine and his father Angel. Gil, if you'd step up and be sworn. I'll get you, Sheila. I forgot Mike's family. I'll get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Gilbert Rivera,
I, Gilbert Rivera,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of Deputy Chief
the duties of the office of Deputy Chief
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Chief, he plays a mean basketball game at the Hoser Unkers games too.
And so as not to get in trouble with the wives, family are very important to the officers, and without the dedication of the families, we wouldn't get very far. So Mike's family, and he brought and filled up most of the room with him, paid a couple of officers to come in also. But Mike has his wife Sheila, and then his daughters Jacqueline and Danielle in attendance, and then also a myriad of sisters and cousins and nephews, and family is very important, and we're just happy that everybody came out to join us tonight. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief.
Recovery.
It's always an awesome day to have situations in Round Lake Beach improved and little semblance put in order. And now we have the chief, deputy chiefs, and the rank and file all put together. We're looking forward to a great team out there, and I'm sure you guys will be in charge of it, doing a great job for us all. So thank you. You don't feel you have to sit for the rest of the meeting. You're more than welcome to, and see what we all do here. But
Follow the leaders, look at
you
that.
won't hurt us or hurt
Thanks,
our feelings
guys.
if you leave us.
Mayor, you don't want a picture with the deputies?
Yeah,
Usually,
photo op.
yeah, it's a photo op.
Brian's got a camera.
Yeah.
Oh, I should probably do that,
All
yeah.
right, photo op.
Yeah,
Chief.
photo op.
Hang on.
Hey, you too.
There are no babies though, so.
No.
One handcuff him and the other,
Got cuff each arm with the left and the righty.
Look at all the photo ops. I knew
I
it.
am telling you. Well, it's a different than this one? Oh, here's one. What's this?
Oh, this is
Okay.
garbage.
Not yet. I don't know which one. I got 4.
Everybody say we love Larry Spalko reports.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
We like them better once they're over.
Stop it. You've been listening to them for 18 years.
I know. I got lost in my order.
Bye, guys.
Way to go, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Go, Chief. What's the weather?
Is there a clerk's report tonight?
No report tonight, thank you.
Okay, move on to items of business then. We have item A and B, which kind of go together here. First one is an ordinance approving a redevelopment agreement with Equities Associates Corporate 4, and I'll turn over to Scott for a little review of that.
Okay. This has been a long time coming, relative to the acquisition and redevelopment of the former Walmart site and the Dominic site also. So what we're looking at is the redevelopment agreement first. I gave you a compare version, and at your place today, there was a clean version. They're both the same. There was some last-minute follow-up and negotiation to complete the document over the weekend and a lot today to get us to the point that the board could approve it and that it was acceptable to the developer and also to the ultimate end user Meyer. So really, the changes, looking at the compare version, are the dates filled in on the first page.
Can you gentlemen hear okay back there?
Okay, the next is at page 3, at the top, E. One of the things that the village needs to do in order to approve an economic incentive agreement is that we need to make certain findings, and those are set out in the document and also in the ordinance. And what we're finishing with is E, which is evidence of equity financing for not less than 10% of the cost of the improvements. We were waiting for that final piece from Inland in order to fill in that blank. They've provided that information, or are in the process of providing it in final form, but we do have a draft that we think you can proceed on relative to what we've seen to date. Next is way down the line. Oh, I'm sorry, not that far down the line. Page 8, near the top, there was some issues about how we were going to schedule the repayments as far as an amortization or not. Because it's not really necessary because of the way the payments can be made, we're deleting Exhibit F, which was just a straight-up amortization chart. They're paying you, we have a fixed rate that we're going to repay over 15 years at a fixed interest rate. So we kind of went back after a lot of talking and made sense of Exhibit E showing how that would work. So we're dropping the amortization. Then we're fast forwarding to the exhibits. And the exhibit list, we've dropped the amortization schedule. Oh, 26. It's just the list of the exhibits, and it just confirms that we've done that. Then the next change is Exhibit C, which is page 30. We've worked up a little bit more the improvements that are being constructed by the developer or by the owner Inland relative to the demolition of the store, leveling the site, reconfiguring the detention to fit the bigger building on, and engineering and consultant fees for that. That's something that is part of what Inland's doing first before the property is going to be sold as we understand it. The next changes are minor to Exhibit D, which was just a point of clarification, kind of a belt and suspenders that Exhibit D is only an example of how calculations are going to be applied for principal and interest, I'm sorry, as far as the tax is going to be collected and then allocated, because there's different levels of taxes, as we've discussed in the past, up to 45 million. There's 1% tax that's being split above 45 million, then 1% is going to be paid over. So we're looking at how that would be calculated for 2 years, just showing different examples. It's just for illustrative purposes. The next change is Exhibit E, which is how the sales tax payments are going to be applied, because there was some question about when we get to the end of the day, how is it going to be applied to the principal and interest payment. Through a lot of discussion and work and figuring out what Inland was coming back with, Brian and Dave and John helped me put together the chart. So we've got that together now, showing how the principal and interest will be paid. And you got to remember, again, we're locked in, so the interest, if we're paying just interest, the principal isn't going to go up. We're not going to have a balloon payment at the end. It's just we're paying what we're paying, and then it expires. If we don't get to that point, it's over. So that's in the agreement. It's a 15-year agreement. As far as any specifics, I think Dave and I would be best to answer any questions if there are any.
Anyone on the board have any questions about the document? It's pretty lengthy and legalese. It's similar to some of the other development agreements we've done in the past, all the way back to when Cub Foods came in. No questions? Is there a short presentation you had prepared?
Do you want it to go before this one? Or
Yeah,
before the
might-
mic? Do it now. Okay.
Just so we can see it all together in one package here. And
We're considering both A and B at the same time?
yeah,
vote on
we'll
one.
vote separately, but yeah.
Okay, well, Jim Ostrowski, real estate manager from Meyer. Been working with staff over the last several months to get to this point tonight where we have the document in front of you, the development agreement for the redevelopment of Mallard Creek Shopping Center. And we're here to answer any questions. We can walk through the site plan. We're really here to take the board's lead on, I know you've seen a lot of this already, and we don't want to rehash and take up everybody's time. So whatever direction you'd like to give, we have representatives from Greenberg Farrell, our civil engineer, and KLOA, our traffic engineer, to answer any questions you have.
Well, we do televise this, so it'd be nice to have a short presentation so those people at home that are watching later on can see kind of what the development's about.
We'll have Dave Behrens from Greenberg Farrell walk through the site plan. We have boards here. In general, it's a 192,000 square foot Meyer Supercenter, which is the grocery and general merchandise concept invented by Meyer. I think everybody's familiar with the site. It is the demolition of the old Dominick's and Walmart buildings where the building will fit. And we'll have Dave walk you through the site plan itself.
Terrific.
Mayor, is there a way where we can have the photo, the picture shown on the TV, they can face it that way? No, it won't work? Okay, that's it. Something where the camera is.
Put it over here.
We've all seen it, so we know.
Yeah. Oh, there it is, yeah.
Yeah, he'll take it, yeah, there's three cameras, there's four
Yeah.
cameras. He'll take it like that.
Okay.
Scott, what's the difference? He just mentioned 192,000 square foot, and in one of the exhibits, it said 200 and, it was a different number.
Well, it says approximately 190,000 square feet on page 2.
238,000 square feet.
Give me where that is.
Page 30, Exhibit C.
That actually came from inland. Oh, that's the demolition. The demolition is 238,000 square feet. The demolition that inland's responsible for in
Okay.
preparing the site is 238,000 square feet.
Got it.
Good question, though. Trying to trick me.
And we are able to have a picture of this, so they've got it on.
He's gonna pick it up.
Can you see it by chance? Are you good? Okay. Again, my name is David Behrens with Greenberg Farrell Architecture. I have not been involved with this project from day one. One of my colleagues, Mike Klingel, has been. He's been working very closely with the staff.
You want them on the mic? Dave, you want to go on the mic?
Could you hold the mic, please?
That way,
We got the picture now.
that way
we need
the
voice.
folks from Comcast Land can hear you.
Okay.
There you go.
Got me now? Again, my name's David Behrens with Greenberg Farrell Architecture. The colleague of mine that had been working on this project, Mike Klingel, has been working very closely with staff to work through a lot of the elements of the project itself, the design and the implementation of the various elements. But just very quickly, East Rollins Road is the frontage road associated with it, along with Mallard Creek. On the western edge, Hook Drive, the railroad on the other edge, and Bering Boulevard going up in that direction. The site itself is approximately 21 acres in size, and the concept is to construct a Meyer grocery store that is about 192,000 plus or minus square feet in size, with an associated front field parking within the area shown within there. Garden centers shown on the right side of the building here, truck dock on the left with access coming onto Mallard Road, both at that point, this point, throughout. There are some adjacent outlots within the frontage of the property that will remain and get developed, and it's part of the inland conversations that have also been occurring this evening. Stormwater detention on the back side of the property, and that's a really quick summary, to be honest. I don't want to take up more of your time necessarily, but if you certainly should have questions, that would be great. Just a quick snapshot of the building itself. We've basically provided different colors, different textures for the building. It's an imprinted brick a concrete panel building with a lot of elevations and changes throughout. Front elevation, the rear elevation, that I described as the truck dock, and obviously the garden center area itself. So I can certainly go into more detail, but I'll leave it up to you guys to ask questions.
Any trustees have any questions about the project?
I like the front of it better than I do the Meyer and McHenry. It's a much cleaner look. I like that.
Go ahead.
This is a newer design for Meyer, which we are implementing and opening this year. So this is a new design for us.
Mayor, to be congratulated. You did an outstanding job.
Thank you.
And he doesn't say that.
Thank you very much.
All of your marketing, advertising, everything's gonna have the addresses, Rollins Road, Round Lake Beach, correct?
Correct.
And he does say that a lot.
Understand the difference between absolutely. We understand the difference between the two.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's been a long time working on this project, so I think the board's all very familiar with the agreements and what's moving forward here. If there's no questions, then I'll ask for motion on item A, an ordinance approving a redevelopment agreement with Equities Associates Corporate 4, or IV. Motion by trustee Smith, second by trustee Butler. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Smith.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Mount.
Hi,
Trustee Mattingly.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
That's approved 6-0. Item B is an ordinance approving a special use plan development agreement for property at the northeast corner of Rollins Road and Mellow Creek Drive. This is actually for the Meyer Superstore locating in the former Walmart site, and the changes that they have of the setbacks and so forth, candle power, the lights, covers all that kind of stuff. Especially since there's no residential right near them, they can go a little higher in the candle power, light the parking lot a little bit better. Any questions from the board? If not, is there a motion to approve?
so moved.
Motion by trustee Mount, second by trustee Husk. Once again, any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Mount.
Aye,
Trustee Mattingly.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez. Trustee Smith.
Aye.
That's approved 6-0. Thanks, gentlemen. We look forward to the completion of the project sometime in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Are
Mayor?
you open tomorrow?
We'll open as
Mayor, I
quickly as
just wanna-
possible.
I think we need to publicly thank, Scott Puma and Dave Kilbane and all their efforts, and these gentlemen too, for all staying with it, till the final hour to get it done. Appreciate it.
It was a great project to be involved with, and we look forward to completing it. And it was a pleasure working with staff and getting this done. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And you're right, trustee Mount. They did put a lot of time and energy into this, and the project went off pretty smoothly so far, and I'm sure it'll continue on that way. I look forward when they start tearing down the old building. That'll be a good sign.
Tomorrow.
I think about this fall.
Yeah. Oh, that could be possible, he said. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, we have item C, as an ordinance repealing and replacing sections 3-4-1 through 3-4-11-7 of the village code regarding solicitors and itinerant merchants. We're gonna be updating our code to give the chief a little bit more authority over whether he has to issue permits or not. Right now, it doesn't give him a lot of flexibility based on what he finds out when they do the background checks and so forth. We're also gonna be increasing the fees a little bit to cover the total cost of not only checking out the individual, but also checking out the company. So that the first person from a company will be $50, each additional person, I think, will be $35, if I remember that right. Is any questions by the board? Okay, is there a motion to approve? Motion by trustee Valdez, second by trustee Butler. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Mount. Trustee Mattingly.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez. Trustee Smith.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
That's approved 6-0. Item D is a resolution authorizing and approving an award of contract to custom installation and repair in an amount not to exceed $35,043.86. We're gonna be buying some new police vehicles, and we need to have the equipment from the old vehicles transferred to the new vehicles, as well as some new equipment installed that can't be transferred. This is a local company. We've used them for many years, and I'm glad we're able to maintain our relationship with a local company. Is there a motion to approve? Motion by trustee Smith,
Second.
second by trustee Valdez. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Mattingly.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez. Trustee Smith. Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Mount.
That's approved 6-0. Item E is a resolution authorizing and approving an award of contract to Custom Signals in an amount not to exceed $20,841. This is for the new video recorders for the same police vehicles. They're going to be able to use, I think, almost $10,000 worth of drug fund money from that the police have gotten in their fund. Was that actually called, Chief? DUI fund, I'm sorry, not drug fund, DUI fund. So that'll help reduce our overall costs from the village. And these will be state-of-the-art video recorders, and now all of our vehicles, I think, will all have all the same up-to-date equipment in them. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Motion by trustee Husk, second by trustee Mount. Any questions?
One, Mayor.
Yes.
Why are we buying 4 digital systems but only 3 microphones? Is the other microphone coming through another way of financing, or
Well, those are 3 spare microphones.
3 spares?
Yes, one
Okay.
each shift. Each of the cameras will come with their own microphone.
Okay.
That way they can have one charging at all times, so they can't use them 24/7. Be out of charge. Any other questions? We had a motion and a second, right?
Yes.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez. Trustee Smith.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Trustee Mattingly.
Aye.
That's approved 6-0. Item F is a resolution declaring certain police and public works equipment as surplus. We have a lot of bikes that have been recovered by the police department that have not been claimed. Public Works also has a lot of items that they need to either auction off, donate, or dispose of, and we need to declare those items as surplus in order for them to move forward with those choices, either auctioning, donating, or disposing of. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Smith,
Second?
second by trustee Butler. Any questions?
I do have one. Did you get a hold of Swalco and talk to Pete or Merlane? Because I did talk to Pete, and there is an organization in Waukegan that repairs those bikes and gives them to needy children.
Yes, we were in contact with them
Okay,
the last time that we did this.
okay, so they're,
So anything that comes back from the
Auction. Sure.
that isn't able to go somewhere else, we'll look into giving it to them.
Okay.
There's a time frame that we have to follow in a process with them.
Right.
It's not,
because they could sell at the auction, is that it? Or-
yes,
I see.
and it's not as easy as saying, come, please pick
Sure.
up all the extra
Okay.
bikes. We have to
Well-
follow their process. once we do it.
They're looking forward to your phone call, to get the bikes for the needy kids. All right, thanks. Thanks, Mayor.
Motion and a second, right?
Yes.
Okay, we do have a motion and a second. Any other questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Valdez. Trustee Smith.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Mount.
Aye.
Trustee Mattingly.
Aye.
Trustee Husk.
Aye.
That's approved 6-0. That was our last item of business. It's now open to public participation. Anyone who have a question or comment for the board, please step to the microphone. Either state your comment or ask your question. We appreciate you all stopping in tonight. We do have executive session on the agenda, which we don't need to have, so we have no action on those items. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Butler, second by trustee Husk. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.